Hello, Dale. How you doing?
Good, really good. How are you? Well, give me one
No,
sec. I
yep.
finally figured
No,
this technology out.
no, you're perfect. You sound good. I'm gonna mute your mic so we can finish the introduction, and then we'll start going live. Then, okay? But you sound great.
Okay, awesome.
You hear me? You
Do I
good?
still sound the same?
Uh,
I just put my headset on right now, so does that sound the same?
Perfect. That's good. That's clear. So you're doing
Okay,
great. Okay. All right.
awesome.
Welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show, where we celebrate the power of words and the beauty of storytelling. Join us every week. We have conversations with authors and small business owners. We have exciting lineup of guests who will take us on a literary journey like no other. Join us as we delve into the world of authors and small business owners from diverse backgrounds and cultures, each bringing their own unique perspective and voice to the table. From thrilling memoirs to captivating fiction and business startups, our guests will share their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, offering us a glimpse into the rich tapestry of human experience. Immerse yourself in the magic of words and discovery as we explore the global literary landscape together. So grab a cup of tea, cozy up by the fire, and join us on this adventure of a lifetime. The Hollis Chapman Show is your ticket to a world of imagination, inspiration, and enlightenment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to connect with some of the most talented and compelling voices in literature today. Tune in and let the journey begin.
Hello and happy Friday. Welcome to the show today, and we're so excited because of a local guy. A local guy, Jonas. He owns a business here in Tempe, Arizona. So it's very cool. I'm very excited about that. A little bit about our guest. Our guest was born in Jamaica. Okay, so when I think of Jamaica and business owners and great things, guess what I come to mind? Cool runnings. The bobsled team that was in the Olympics. How is bobsledding cold work? Same thing with this. Our gentleman, our guest is from Jamaica. Like I said, he moved to United States at 8 years old, but he's in the car racing business. He did some stuff with Tesla. He is in the car business. And I said again, this is a great story. So very excited to have him. When I talked to him before, and they said, "Yeah, I own a shop now." I go, "What? How does a man from Jamaica own a car shop, a car auto service? How does that happen?" So he's going to explain that story to us. So, without further ado, let's welcome to the show a special guest today, Dale Sievwright. Hello, sir. You got you? You
Yeah,
on?
yeah, I'm here.
There you go. Okay. Again, I was saying about it, it's just so awesome to have you here. Again, when you told me that you own a business there, I was just very intrigued. I was kind of thinking, okay, how's that happen? And then I was reading your research and bio from Jamaica. So how does that happen? How does a Jamaican man come here in our country, United States, that's now your country, and get into the car racing business? So kind of explain that a little bit and how you got into the biz and to where you're at now.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of the American dream.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's purported to be. And yeah, my parents left Jamaica to give their kids a better opportunity. So we moved to New York. My dad was a grad student at Cornell University, and my mom basically put us through all the schooling and helped support the family while my dad was, continuing his education. And then once he graduated, he went the whole green card route and got student visas and all that stuff. And eventually became a citizen when I was about 15 years old and took the oath in downtown San Francisco. And
Mm,
here we are.
yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, college, they pushed education. And so both my brother and I, obviously graduated high school, went to college, chose our majors, but in the background, I always wanted to be a race car driver. And my cousin Ian in Jamaica was races rally, and my dad always loved fast cars, so it kind of just melted into the family and go-karting and what we call tin tops, eventually getting into cars like BMWs and Porsches, and started racing, and got an engineering degree, went to Tesla for 13 years, did that, dabbled on the side with racing, but left Tesla in February of 24, and wanted to kind of do something on my own. It's always, you always hear from people, this auto shop ripped me off, or my
Yeah,
car's been there for a long time. And I've always been a car guy. And, I was like, I want to be the guy that not
yeah,
necessarily saves these customers, but I don't know, it just when you go to an auto shop, we kind of have you either went to work late, you took your kids to school late, you
yeah,
had to ask your boss for some time off to drop your car off, find a ride. It's almost like a traumatic experience when your car breaks down and you have to find, alternate transportation for your family. And I just want to be that guy that it's kind of a comfort zone for some of those customers. And that was my main motivation. And then my business partner Brian and I were like, this is our dream to, be able to even work on our own cars on weekends without having to borrow a lift and ask permission. And that's kind of where the dream started. And Brian and I decided to go along this venture together from the coaxing of our wives. Um, Got to thank our wives for this, and mainly my wife Jennifer. I mean, she's the one that carried the torch for the last year while I dived into how do I own my own auto shop. So
right.
very much support for Jennifer, my wife, and Monica,
Hey, Dale,
Brian's
you
wife.
got, you got a great lot of talking points there. But first of all, before I keep on going, how's a person not only have to do your B car racing, how do you get your nerves up to start driving fast? If I get nervous driving 55, now you get these race cars who are going hundreds and 200 miles an hour. You see the accidents. Is that a slow build to start driving fast and doing that?
I think it's the way my parents did it, and
Uh,
I tell people this all the time. It's nothing to us. When you're 8 years old and you're driving 50, 60, 70, you know, you end up being 9 or 10 and you're driving 80 miles an hour. It's all
wow.
relative, right? So
Yeah,
if you're 11, 12 years old and you're already doing 80, 90 miles an hour on a go kart, what's 110, 115, 130, 140 when you're in your late teens and your 20s,
yeah,
yeah, some stuff still scares me. Drag racing's a little scary to me, but
yeah,
um, I always tell people in the end, it's just math, right? You have four tires, or a motorcycle, you have two, and they're really sticky, and you just test the limits of adhesion.
yeah.
And here we are.
That's beautiful. That's well done. Okay, so our main focus today is your auto shop. So you and your partner, you bought this. So how did that come about? This particular body shop? Did you know the person you bought it from? Did you drive by and saw it, or how did that come about? Because that's a beautiful little spot. I think it's a great shop, and I know you can do some wonderful things. So tell us how that process. You and Brian, the wife Jennifer, pushed you, and you picked this place. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we were searching before I even left Tesla. Just, I wanted to be in control of my own destiny, especially, the political climate and
Yeah,
layoffs going on. And I was like, I want to control my own destiny a little bit. Let's see if I can work for myself. And my wife is an entrepreneur. She has two businesses. Brian is a dentist.
okay,
So I'm the only one that's on the W-2 train, and I wanted to jump off of it. So I did. And Biz Buy Sell, we found this shop on Biz Buy Sell, believe it or not. Contacted the broker and got to meet Lou, who's now retired, obviously, because I replaced him here.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, it took about 6 months to really get it going. And obviously, the financials on my end, financials for the business, financials for the former owner, well, has to go through underwriting and all that fun stuff. And we got a loan, a business loan, and
That's
again, here
beautiful.
we are.
Yeah. Okay. And the name of his shop, people, is AutoPlex Auto Service. Okay, it's in Tempe, Arizona. And what I want to ask you, got now this hopefully is a good busy time for you because here in Arizona, for people listening, we're starting to get our 100-degree weather out here, and that's a whole nother nightmare when it comes to cars. We hate like the repairs, like you were saying earlier. You got